Hello guys, today I'm going to tell you the drama Since I Met You. In starting we see our main heroine who is a very famous food blogger and she really likes to taste and comment about the new food and she really like new pastries and new every dessert. At a time on the other side we see our main hero who is a famous chef in you can say deserts and he has owned his own shop. When our main heroine came here to taste his dessert, she likes it. At a time the manager told her that this is Mr. Chang's and she asked who is Mr. Chang. At a time our main hero reminds that she is the one who proposed me, mistakenly proposed me. At a time we came to know our main hero knows our main heroine. At a time our main heroine wants to interview him, but at a time he said that you don't know me and you better find out first about me, then I'll ask you. So at a time he reminded that how he got a letter from her. Actually, before this he again met her. At a time our main heroine wants to propose her class monitor, but she couldn't and she got drunk. And at a time she mistakenly proposed our main hero, but she forgot about that. And then at a time when she was about to propose her class monitor, at a time she saw him with another girl and she mistook it. At a time she mistakenly come to our main hero and at a time she proposed him. At a time we see our main hero now he has reminded everything that she proposed me, but at a time he couldn't do anything because our main heroine who has forgotten about that. So he rejected her that he's not going to give her interview. At a time she said that why can't you give me interview. At a time she slowly and gradually began to write about him, about his personality. She followed him everywhere. At a time when our main hero saw that she really likes to know about that desert, he took his report and at a time said that I'm not going it to you, I'm not giving it to you. But at that time we see that she persistently follow him and at a time she used his sister because his sister sent her here to take his interview, so she will be able to promote his sister's business. At a time we see the beautiful bonding among them. At a time the hero, our main hero, told her the same story, that how he met her and how she forgot about me. But at a time we see his sister, and she's our main hero's also sister. She sent her here so she will be able to know about more about his brother, about his deserts. At a time we see, and this is the place where our main heroine came to know that she is the one who gave our main hero inspiration. She is the one who proposed him. At a time when she reminds it, she immediately came to know that I'm the one who did it. But before this, she tried to call him over and over, but she couldn't. At a time in the rainy season, she finally found his car. At a time, she finally get into his car. At a time, he said that now you have to sleep here because we don't have any type of option. And when she woke up, she saw his jacket. At a time, we see that our main hero has finally found a car, so they will be back. At a time we see that in this trip she also came to know that she's the one who gave him inspiration. So at a time she decided to say that even though I did it, but please don't take it to your heart. At a time we see that she also got ill, so we see that how he took care of her and how he always looked after her. At a time our main hero who we see that very sensible. At a time we also see the child. This child is actually belongs to her sister, and her sister and our main hero's brother. But at a time they both have a fight, so that child has come near to both of them. So that child, just to take care of that child, our main heroine decides to move on into our main hero's house. But at a time she doesn't know anything much about food, but she decided to to move into his house so she will be able to take care of that child. At a time we see them both, while taking care of the child, they both began to like each other. At a time, she also made a food, but that food is really tasteless. So that child also got ill and they had to take him into the hospital. At that time, we see that doctor told her that child's condition is that really bad. At a time, we see that our main hero whose condition also became who also became ill for a moment. Then we see that finally the child felt relaxed. At a time, our main heroine decided to focus on her cooking. At a time, she finally moved into his house and she began to stay at his house. At a time, when before this, our main hero's house like just like machine, but when she came, our main hero decided to go home early, so he will be able to accompany them. At a time, we see the beautiful, you can say, inspiration, or you can say that he began to like our main heroine, and he decided to come home early. At a time, he also introduced his new desert to her, so she will be able to like it. But at a time, she also gave him a lot of comment and told him that this name is really suits him. At a time, we see our main hero who is now giving a bath to the child. At a time, our main heroine who also took that child and told him that how could you bath him like this. At a time, he said that now it's my time, so can you please go. At a time, she just went back, and then we see the beautiful bonding. At a time, while just taking care of the child, they both began to like each other. We see that how our main heroine, who was just a food blogger, but just her food during her period of food blogging, she began to like him as well. At a time, we see that how they signed an agreement as well, because at a time we see that how they both began to like each other. Another time, we see she also found her class monitor as well. Another time, her class monitor wanted to propose to her, but at a time, hero, we see that our main hero also felt jealous at a time. Another time, but she rejected him and decided to be with him. At a time, we see that how she also got hit, and just because of his food blogging, her food blogging. And then we see that how slowly and gradually we see that how they both get closer to each other. And then we see actually in the in main hero's life, he met with a trauma, but when our main heroine came, he finally got again recuperating his health. And then we see our main heroine classmater who again came back, and our main heroine who is now again went there to class reunion. At a time, we see our she got drunk, and at that time he is the person who is also a chef into the he's also a chef, and he's also made a shop next to our main hero. And then when our main hero found that our main heroine got drunk, at a time he carried her and they took her into home. At a time when he told her, she got shy and nervous. And then we see that how our main hero at a time feeling jealous, and they also had a misunderstanding at a time, because the hero's design got leaked at a time. And so he misunderstood that design, because she thought that he might have given that design to his college class monitor. But later on we came to know that hero's brother told that design to her to his girlfriend, and that girlfriend leaked that design, so she will be able to get that money. And then we see that how at a time a misunderstanding creates, but at a time our main hero, he really support her, and he really didn't make any type of problem for her, and he trusted on her a lot. At a time, we see them both spending time with each other, and while spending time with each other, they begin to understand each other and begin to understand each other's feelings. At a time, we see also the beautiful chemistry that just because of taking care of a child, they begin to like each other. At a time, we see that hero reminding his past, that how his mother also fought with him and also scolded him. And then we see how our main hero's sister came, and how she mistook him as well, because she knows that now he likes this girl, but she's also supporting him because she knows that if my brother is happy, then I am happy as well. So she didn't create any type of trouble for him. At that time, we see that our main hero's brother, who is also all seeing him making pastries for her, and so they also all want him to be happy and get married to her. At that time, we see our main heroine, who is now avoiding him because she doesn't want to create any type of misunderstanding. And at that time, she is trying to. At that time, our main hero got misunderstood, and he thought that the boy who smiled a lot, our main heroine likes it. But at that time, smiled a lot. But at that time, our main heroine felt uncomfortable, and she thought that what is going on with him? Why is he smiling so much? At that time, she also learned how to make a design. At a time, we see how to make cooking, and then we see a beautiful bonding between them. At a time, we see also our main heroine's sister was also come. At a time when she was ill, he also took care of her, and at a time when she woke up, she also got again stunned that he is sitting next to me. And then we see again a hero who is also cleaning his house, and then we see that how he cleaned everything of her, and he also made his house better, because at that time Armin who left his house because they both had a fight. At that time, he cleaned her house very beautifully. And then when see that when our main hero defamed our main heroine, came to again his last meter and asked that who give you that design, so she will be able to know. At a time, he said that this is also my design, so I don't know. Then we see that how when that child of their nephew got hurt. At a time, our main hero took him with him because he thought that our main hero was just busy with him, because our main hero also went with his classmate. At a time, we see the jealousy between the competition, you can say. At a time, we see how our main hero felt jealous when he saw her with his classmate. At that time, we see our main hero who came drunk. At that time, he proposed to her. At that time, we see that how he told her about his feeling. At that time, when she sobered up, she came to know. And at that time, that how he proposed me. At that time, we see that how when he again come back, our main heroine, and then we see that again our main heroine's classmate's best friend, you can say sister, his sister also began to like our main hero. But at that time, our main hero doesn't like him at all. At that time, we see that how he told her that I have no feeling for you, so he left. At that time, we see again them having a little fight. But this fight is, that this fight also made them be together. At a time, we see that how he told her about his feeling, and how he made him come back to the house, because he wants to be together with her, so he will be able to live his life happily and ever after. At a time, we see that how his sister also likes a person, and how she also found a person whom she will be able to spend his whole life. And then at a time, we see that how at first when she moved out, how the child felt lonely, and then she again came back and made the desert with him. At a time, we see that how they all enjoyed their life. And in this basically story, we see that how our main heroine helped our main hero to get over from his trauma, and also gave him an inspiration. At a time, she during their journey to help their nephew to be stable in his